Hello everyone, well what a video we have for you here. We've got a really big, massive video, probably the biggest video that we're going to do all year. This is the GavsWeatherVids Winter 2021-2022 NAO Forecast. So here we go again. This is it. It's time to bring you another NAO forecast for the coming winter. We've done one of these every year since 2012. So I've been on YouTube. And yeah, it's time to do it. So I'm going to get on with, the video in a moment, and we shall go through everything. We'll explain what the NAO, the North Atlantic Oscillation, is. We'll have a look at sea surface temperature anomalies, and then we're going to give you a forecast based on those sea surface temperature anomalies. So very exciting video, and as I say, I'll get on that for you in a moment. We will be live streaming later on, so we're premiering this on the channel today. So if you're watching this as a premiere or afterwards, then hello to all of you, thank you for tuning in. We will be live streaming at 6 o'clock this evening. We'll be discussing this NAO forecast and seeing what you all thought about it. I'm sure you have questions but you would like me to answer, so if you've got any questions about this NAO forecast, then there is going to be a live stream at 6 p.m. this evening, where we shall go through everything, and it's going to be absolutely great. We'll show you some long range in that as well. GavsWeatherVids Sunny Roundup was released earlier today, so have a look at that if you would like to do that. And yeah, I'm going to see you in a few hours time with the live stream. Right, thank you so much to Rich for the gift. Thank you so much to my good friend Richard Trott for this year's Winter 2021-2022 NAO Forecast gift. Thank you so much to Savvy for the thumbnail as well. Sav did the thumbnail, Rich did the gift. Thank you so much to Savvy and to Rich for the help on the video. Fantastic GIF, Rich. Thank you so much. And at the end of the video, you will see like a swingometer as well, by the way, that Rich has done for us. So thank you to Richard for the swingometer. Thank you to Sally for the thumbnail. Right, okay, let's do this then. So we're going to turn off the webcam. Now, the first thing I've got to do, of course, is explain what the NAO is. So the North Atlantic Oscillation is basically just an index. We'll put the webcam back on while I explain this, shall we? The North Atlantic Oscillation is basically just an index that's reflecting the atmospheric state. It does not drive anything, so in terms, it just tells what the atmosphere is doing. So when the NAO is in its positive phase, we'll have low pressure around Greenland and Iceland. In the winter, we'll have high pressure from the Azores to Spain. We'll strengthen the zone of westerly flow, and we will bring in mild west-southwests. In winter, that is our default setup. A positive NAO is like the default setup for Western and Northern Europe and the North Atlantic. So the reason our prevailing wind direction is southwesterly in winter, and the reason we tend to have mild winters across Western Europe. Conversely, though, when the NAO is in its negative phase, then we will have blocking, usually somewhere around Iceland or Greenland, or will certainly weaken the Icelandic low, and will tend to send low pressure down in towards the Azores. So basically, you weaken the Azores high, you weaken the Icelandic low, and sometimes you flip it around. So you get the high pressure around Iceland, you get low pressure through the Azores. I'm going to show you some examples of that in a second. But remember, it's always the weather that's driving the index, not the index that drives the weather. Right, okay, so I'm going to explain then what a positive and negative NAO is. So this is what a positive NAO looks like. This is from West Central's archive. This is from the 15th of January, 1989. Big old area of high pressure around France and going down to Spain and backing into the Azores. Low pressure is around Greenland and Iceland, and income the southwesterly winds. That's a very mild Atlantic-driven west-southwesterly setup. And it's from an exceptionally mild winter for 1988-1989. In fact, it's a perfect example of a positive NAO. This is from the 22nd of December, 1974. Again, this is another really good example of a positive NAO. So again, we've got all this low pressure up here in the North Atlantic, around Greenland and Iceland, out into the North Atlantic. We've got high pressure through southern, southwestern Europe as well. Up come those mild southwest winds again. That is a classic example of a positive NAO driving in mild, wet and windy weather to northern and western Europe in the winter. Now, this is what a negative NAO looks like. Look at this, everyone. This is from New Year's Eve 1978. This is an all-time classic. Notice it's all flipped around. Instead of below pressure up here, we've got higher pressure towards Greenland and Iceland. Instead of high pressure through the Azores and into Spain, we've got low pressure, and the jet stream is also digging down into Spain. Of course, this is allowing much colder air to come into northern Europe from the Arctic on those easterly winds. That's a classic New Year snowstorm that you have during the winter of 1978-1979. And this, again, is from the December to remember. This is 17th of December 2010. And again, this is a classic example of a negative NAO. Again, we've got all of this high pressure up towards Greenland and Iceland. In fact, we've got so much high pressure towards Greenland and Iceland, we actually push the polar vortexes area of low pressures here, actually push the polar vortex, which should be sitting over the pole, actually push that down into northern Europe. It's one of those extreme cold charts you will see. And we had it in the December to remember, from the 17th to the 18th of December 2010. The blocking was so extreme, but it pushes the cold air out of the Arctic and down into northern Europe. And so we get that bitterly cold push of northerly winds in what is the coldest December since 1890. So that's what a positive and negative NAO look like. Now, how does this fit in with sea surface temperature anomalies? Well, this is a UK Met Office. Let's put webcam back up temporarily. This is a UK Met Office theory. So they, in the past, I think they still do it now, but they don't make the findings public, I don't think, but I think they still have a look at Atlantic sea surface temperature. So I might be wrong about that in the month of May, but they look at Atlantic sea surface temperature anomalies in the month of May to try and work out what the NAO state will be for the following subsequent winter. Now, why? Everybody always asks me, why is it the month of May? Why not April? Why not June? And I've always been very unsure about that. I'd love to speak to someone at UK Met and find out why it's the month of May, but it's so pivotal. Possibly because May is like the weakest in terms of westerlies. It tends to be the most easterly month, and so there's less low pressure churning away in the Atlantic usually, which allows the Atlantic just to rise to its typical sort of state, which does fluctuate year by year, and then you expect those sea surface temperatures then to re-emerge into the winter. That's the theory. It doesn't always work out. Sometimes sea surface temperature anomalies that you get in May do not reoccur in the winter, but the theory is anomalies that you get in the month of May should re-establish and should re-establish into the winter. Right, so there is a very distinct pattern that we are looking for a negative NAO. But the first thing I'm going to show you is the kind of setup in the month of May that would lead to a positive NAO forecast for the following winter. And this is a classic example. This is from the 15th of May, 2015. So look at this. This is where we're ignoring all this area just here. We're not interested in the Pacific at the moment or the Indian Ocean. So just try and ignore those areas of the map. We're focusing on here through the North Atlantic. So from Greenland down to the tropics, or down to the equator, if you like. So I say, this is on the 15th of May 2015. Notice we have colder than average sea surface temperature depicted by these blue colours here in the North Atlantic to the south of Greenland. It also looks pretty cool as we run down into the tropical Atlantic as well. And at the same time, it's relatively warmer here through the western Atlantic into towards the eastern seaboard of the state. So it's pretty warm there. Otherwise, it's cooler. Let's get rid of that. So let's do that again. It's pretty warm there, and then it's cooler through there and through there and through there. So generally quite a cool Atlantic, and that would lead, you know, to a prediction for a positive NAO for the following winter. Of course, we did have a positive NAO, winter of 2015, 2016. It was an exceptionally mild Atlantic-driven winter. This is from 2018. This is from the 15th of May, 2018. Again, you see a very distinct pattern. Cooler than average to the south of Greenland, cooler than average off Africa, and those cooler than average sea surface temperature anomalies then extending into the tropical Atlantic as well. At the same time, it's warmer through here. So this is like what we call a reverse tripole, really. So it's cool over warm over cool with this. And again, that would very much lead you to predict, and we did forecast a positive NAO for the winter of 2018-19 based on that sea surface temperature anomaly profile from May 2018. Now, for a negative NAO, of course, we already established a negative NAO, it kind of like goes against the default, really, and leads you to the chance of a colder winter via southerly tracking jet streams, low pressures around the Azores and high pressure around Iceland. To lead you to that, you want a tripole. So this is a reverse tripole from 2018, if you like, but this from 2010 is a classic example of a tripole. This is from the 15th of May 2010, and if you want a negative NAO in the following winter, this is what you are looking for, a kind of thing that you're looking for in the month of May. So you're looking for warmer average sea surface temperature anomalies there from like Newfoundland to Greenland. You're looking for cooler than average sea surface temperature anomalies from like the east coast of America to Western Europe, and then you're looking for warmer again down through the tropical Atlantic from like the Canary Islands and the Azores southwards into the tropical Atlantic. So again, warm, cool, and then warm. The three distinct bands, the tripole, the trilogy of warm over cool over warm. That's from May 2010, and if that, you know, occurs, your forecast for the coming winter would be for a negative NAO. And of course, that is indeed what we had for winter of 2010-2011, which would include the December to remember. This one, 2005, so another pretty good example of a negative NAO forecast based on sea surface temperature in the month of May. Again, we see this warm area here to the south of Greenland. We see cooler than average sea surface temperature anomalies through there, particularly this time focused towards the eastern seaboard of the States, and then warmer again through the tropical Atlantic down here. And again, we can say that that is a classic tripole example of warm over cool over warm. And again, if that occurs, you know, the forecast would be for a negative NAO. Albeit winter of 05-06 wasn't particularly cold, actually, and didn't have a particularly negative NAO, to be honest. So there is like a margin of error with this, of course. Not every May, but is looking like going to be a positive NAO, finishes up as a positive NAO for the following winter. Sometimes you'll finish up with a negative NAO despite that. But by the same token, you know, some of the Mays that look like they're setting up a negative NAO for the following winter, they don't always come off all that well either, and that is a great example of that. Right, so at that point we're going to pause the video. So that's explained it all. So at that point we will pause the video. Of course, we're not pausing if you watch it as a premiere, but this is for anybody watching after the premiere. Stretch your legs, come back, and we'll go through the data for May 2021 sea surface temperature anomalies, and then I will give you the GavsWeatherVids.com winter 2021-2022 NAO forecast. So I shall see you in 2 seconds. Okay, we're back and we're ready to resume the winter 2021 2022 NAO Forecast from GavsWeatherVids. So here we go. The first part of the video we was explaining, setting it all up, explaining what we're looking for. Now it is time to get down to business. We are going to go through the sea surface temperature anomaly charts from NOAA from May 2021, and when we see how it's all panned out, then it will be time to give you our forecast. So let's turn the webcam off. And here we go then. So this is how sea surface temperature anomalies were looking in the Atlantic on the 1st of May 2021. So this is how we begin May 2021. So generally we have quite a warm sea surface temperature anomaly to the south of Greenland. We look a little bit cooler towards the east coast of America, but not particularly cold, and just generally then quite warm through most other parts of the Atlantic as well. Almost near a tripole with that, but you will want it to be a little bit cooler, I think, towards the east coast of America, and you want to stretch out those cooler sea surface temperature anomalies a little bit like that, perhaps. Something like that. So that's a little bit off, but you would want to, so you want it to be warm through here, which it is. You want it to be warm there, which it is, but this area you would want to be just that little bit cooler, perhaps, through here. It's quite close to a tripole at this point as we begin May 2021, but it's not quite there. Based on that, I would probably forecast, if that carried on all month, I'd probably forecast like neutral, round neutral to weekly negative or weekly positive with a margin of error. Because remember, there is a margin of error with this, and that's very similar to what we had last year, I think, in some ways, where we predicted like neutral to weekly negative, or maybe with a margin of error could be weekly positive as well. Right, we go through to the 5th of May, so 5 days further on. This is how things are shaping up. Not much change, except it's getting warmer. So it's getting warmer to the south of Greenland. This area is getting warmer too. It looks pretty warm. What am I doing with that? So let's do that again. This area is getting warmer. It's a very long day after I've done that. Let's do that again. This area is getting warmer just here. This area is getting a little bit cooler through here. This area is warmer. This is all warm quite through here as well. So again, quite close to a tripod, just not quite cool enough, I don't think, off the coast of America. But again, a very warm Atlantic Ocean sea surface temperature anomaly. We go through another 5 days to the 10th of May 2021. How's it looking? Well, it's warming up further to the south of Greenland. We're warmer through there, and we're becoming very warm through here as well. Most of the tropics looks quite warm, a little bit cooler through there perhaps, but I think generally we just say that all of this area is quite warm. This area is quite warm too. Again, what we're missing with this is like a cooler area through here and stretching to there. It's very, very close to a tripole at that point, but it's just not quite there. Really. Let's go through another 5 days. Now, so I get very interesting. This is the 15th of May 2021, continuing to get warmer with those sea surface temperature anomalies to the south of Greenland. This area is becoming very warm as well. So from like so that's the Azores just there, and then we've got like the Canary Islands just there. All of that area becoming very warm too. So yeah, it's really warm through here. It's warm through here. It's warm through here. It looks like it might get a little bit cooler through there, but generally warm to the south of that, further down into the tropical Atlantic. This area, again, needs to cool a little bit more to be a classic tripole signature. But again, it is not far from it at all. Now, what happens when we get through to the 20th of May, 2021? Continue to get ever more interesting, continuing to warm up still to the south of Greenland, and also very warm between the Azores and the Canary Islands, and extending down into the northern part of the tropical Atlantic. Southern part of the tropical Atlantic also looking quite warm. Now, this area is beginning to cool a little bit more, so this is more like it now. This is more like it. This is probably like a freeway band of like warm over cooler over warmer, just there. So that is now a tripole, I think, and so this is inching as we go through May. This is inching us towards a negative NAO forecast. We get through to 25th of May, it's even more interesting if that were possible. So this cool of an average area is developing, expanding here from like the southeastern part of America all the way towards the UK and Ireland, exactly where we would want it for a negative NAO prediction is where we've got it. Again, it's still warm to the south of Greenland, and it's still pretty warm from here. In fact, the tropical Atlantic looks like it's warming up a little bit there. That is definitely like a tripole. No two ways about that. 29th May, the final chart that we've got looks like this. Again, it looks very tripole-esque, this to me. Warm through the south of Greenland, cooler through there off the east coast of America, and then extending up towards the UK and Ireland, and then we come to the south of that and it's warmer again through all of this area. And so definitely as the month has gone on, we have got more of a tripole signature that has developed. We have definitely got more of a tripole signature as this month has developed. And so that leads me, and it leads the GavsWeatherVids Winter 2021-2022 forecast to be predicting a negative NAO. And, I can't quite believe, let's go here, I can't quite believe that I'm saying that, because in all of the years that I've been doing this, I don't think I've predicted any real negative NAOs. I'm not sure. I might have done one, maybe. But generally, over the years where we've inched, because there's the margin of error. So, like last year, it was like neutral to negative. I think we did neutral to negative probably for 2017-18. I think that one was neutral to negative. But an actual so the margin of error with that is like neutral to negative or neutral to positive, because you got that margin of error either way. This is pushed right into negativity of the NAO. So even with the margin of error, we are forecasting, I suppose, like a moderate negative NAO, if you like, to be a strong negative NAO. I think you need to be a little bit colder towards the East Coast of America, but we're forecast like a moderate negative NAO, and so that's the first time, I think, that we haven't had that margin of error that might push into like a positive NAO. So this is quite an exciting forecast, actually, that we've got here based on the sea surface temperature anomalies in the month of May. The prediction is definitely there for a negative NAO for winter of 2021-2022, which would lead us to an increased possibility of, like a colder winter, a weaker Icelandic low, and like a weaker Azores high, push the Azores high to Bermuda, send lower pressure down towards the Azores, and set up higher pressure towards Iceland and send the jet stream south. Exactly as we see within Richard's GIF here. Actually, let's see if I can stop that. Exactly as we see. So positive NAO is flat. Negative NAO, yeah, you got blocking up here, and just send the jet stream through southwards like that. Exactly as we see there. Now, I want to just show you one year that has come out that I think is like the closest match I've been able to find within the NOAA archives, and that is 1995. So check this out. This is from the 5th of May, 1995. Now, the difference in 1995 is that it is colder towards the east coast of America compared to this year. But look at this warm and average sea surface temperature in south of Greenland, and the way it stretches down to like between the Azores and the Canary Islands, and then down into the tropical Atlantic. That is quite similar to what we have had during this May. This is from the 15th of May, 1995. Again, warm through here, very warm between the Azores and the Canary Islands, and then that warmth going down into tropical Atlantic. The difference is that in 1995, it is colder towards the eastern seaboard of America. We get through to 25th of May, 1995. That colder area is beginning to shrink a little bit towards the east coast of America. Starting to cool down a little bit to the south of Greenland as well, but still quite warm through there, particularly warm again through this area just here, like between the Azores, the Canary Islands, and warmer average sea level temperatures in the tropics are beginning to reduce a little bit as well. So as May 1995 went on, so the negative NAO signature did weaken a little bit. But if we compare that with like 2021, so that's 25th of May 2021, that's 25th of May 1995. I think you can see the similarity there. I don't, let me know what you think in the comments, and just watching the premiere in the live chat. But I can definitely see a similarity. And I think out of the years that that we have with the NOAA archive that goes all the way back to 1985, I think out of the years that is the closest match for May sea surface temperature anomalies. You have to keep in mind that in 1995, of course, it's all a lot more basic, I think, because it's much longer ago. The satellites were not as good as they are right now. But I think that is a pretty decent match, I think, between May 2021 and May 1995. Not perfect, not exact match, you don't get like for like with anything, but I think that's the closest that we've got within the NOAA archive. And of course, the prediction from May 1995 sea surface temperature was for a negative NAO from UK Met for the winter of 95-96, but it's exactly what we ended up with. Now, this is our swingometer, Rich created this. So the red area there that's being knocked on the head is the NAO forecast from 2020-2021, which was neutral to weakly negative. The blue circle knocking that NAO forecast on the head with the axe is the NAO forecast for the winter of 2021-2022. It's just showing that from last winter we have had a swing, definitely from neutral to weakly negative to genuinely negative. The swing has been from neutral to weakly negative with that margin of error that might lead us to weakly positive. No margin of error taking us to positive this time. The swing is from neutral to weakly negative all the way to properly negative for winter 2021-2022 with the NAO, the North Atlantic Oscillation. So thank you so much to Rich for the swingometer. We love a swingometer, of course. You'll see those reappearing when we start our winter updates from September. So yeah, what an interesting forecast this is. I'm sure people will be very, very excited about this. If they're waiting for a cold winter in the UK across Northern Europe, this is like going to be quite exciting. What you have to bear in mind with this, please, everybody, is that this is just one part of the overall winter forecast. So this is just our starting point. Every journey has a first step. Every saga has a beginning. I say it every year. This is just the starting point of our journey. And there are many things that can go wrong. I've already explained, like the example of 2005, where we had a classic tripole. It did not end up in a particularly cold winter, not for the UK anyway. It was a cold winter for Northern Europe, though. So there are other things that we've got to look at, other factors we've got to take into account. All of those things will form part of our winter updates that we will begin on the first Sunday of September. But as a starting point, very, very, very interesting. I think this is going to cause a lot of interest and quite a bit of excitement within the comments. I'm sure it will. And yeah, we're off and running now with the countdown to winter 2021-2022. And we shall wait to see where our journey goes when we pick up the winter updates. So that's it. That's how much we can do. Now, for the rest of the summer, we've got to go away and just enjoy the summer. And we'll all come back in September and we'll pick it up and we'll start looking at things like ENSO, solar activity, all the things that we look at, the QBO, quasi-biennial oscillation, and more, hurricane activity and so on. And so there's much more to come, and that all gets underway from September. But for the time being, this is just like the starting point, and we're just going to enjoy the summer and then see where things go after that. But for a starting point, I reckon this is perhaps the most interesting NAO forecast that I've done, going all the way back to 2012 when I did the first one for winter 12-13. So that's it. If you enjoyed this NAO forecast for the winter of 2021-2022, 2022, then please can you smash that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to our channel to be able to see future winter updates and weather content. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Tell friends, family, and everybody else to subscribe to our channel. And drop a comment, please. Do drop a comment and let us know what you think about this NAO forecast for winter of 2021-2022. And for the winter 2021-2022 NAO forecast, that is all for now. Thank you so much for watching. And I suppose, I'm sure, we'll see you in September for the start of our winter updates. Bye for now.